As someone who's lived near Seattle their entire life, stepping into South of Midnight felt like stepping into another world. And after spending time in Compulsion Games' American Deep South, all I can think about is, when can I go back? The preview dropped me straight into Chapter 3, but from what I can tell, Hazel is, or was, a regular 19-year-old living with her mom when suddenly disaster strikes. And now she is something called a Weaver, and she is just as confused as we are. As a Weaver, Hazel's got this ability to physically battle someone's trauma and literally bottle it up. Here, she's trying to help a mythical creature, formerly a person, currently a massive tree, who let's just say has some serious issues to work through. And as you can see, this troubled tree is clutching onto a huge catfish that we desperately need, because obviously. But in order to begin this healing process, I had to dive deep into this tree's memories, which follows two brothers, Benji and Rhubarb. And oh man, it's an absolute gut punch of a narrative, and that alone destroyed me. But was that enough for Compulsion Games? Oh no, they must really want us to feel something, because each mythical creature in South of Midnight has their own lyrical theme song, all originally composed and designed to freaking break our hearts and shit. When that song hit for Troubled Tree Man, the tears flew off my face, the jaw dropped off my face, and I cannot wait for you to hear this yourself. But not only can Hazel heal, she can hurt. In addition to a basic attack, I had 3 main spells at my disposal: Weave, which marks enemies for extra damage, Strand Push, which repels and sends enemies flying, and Strand Pull, which does exactly what it sounds like. The combat's fast pace was appreciated, but before long, my go-to strategy just became a frenzied mash of basic attacks and dodges, which is great for being efficient, but not so good for the fun factor. Thankfully, the upgrade menu does hint at deeper mechanics waiting to be unlocked, so I'm hopeful there's more potential here. And those spells I mentioned are also used for exploring. For example, Strand Push clears paths and moves obstacles, and once again, Strand Pull does exactly what you think it will. Use these tools to do a little venturing off the beaten path, and usually you'll be rewarded with upgrade resources or bits of lore that gives you a peek inside Hazel's mind. Nothing groundbreaking about the gameplay here, but sometimes if it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it. The world of South of Midnight, though, now that's something special. The characters and the culture, the atmosphere, the beautiful music, ambient sounds, and that gorgeous art, it comes together to create something that feels hauntingly magical. Even my 3-year-old, who has the attention span of like a potato, was mesmerized, and he and I spent who knows how long just watching turtles waddle by and listening to strange birds and wondering how in the hell that fruit got so damn big. You really feel like you're in the most glorious southern Gothic fever dream of your life, especially with that stop motion animation. I didn't find it distracting at all. I loved it, but if it bothers you, you can always turn it off. When it comes to moment-to-moment traversal, there was quite a bit of platforming in South of Midnight, at least there was in Chapter 3, and getting anywhere usually required either a jump, a double jump, wall running, or gliding. And honestly, from what I've seen, I'd probably put this in the same category as I would its combat, in terms of it's fine, it works well enough, it doesn't feel like anything special though. But, and this is a big old juicy but, I am so okay with this. Like, even if the combat and traversal don't change a bit, I am still day one-ing this game, because there's something so very special when a video game allows you to authentically step into someone else's world, especially when it's completely different from your own. My Pacific Northwest roots could not be further from South of Midnight's Deep South, and that is exactly what pulled me in. I wanted to be someone else, somewhere else, and see the world through a totally different lens. And so far, it looks like Compulsion Games is absolutely hitting the mark with this dark, modern folktale.